Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video today, and today the Cleveland Browns have beat the Carolina Panthers 30-10 in the preseason opener. Shedeur Sanders makes his preseason debut, and it was a good one. 14 for 2,338 passing yards, two passing touchdowns. Had three touchdown drives under Shedeur Sanders. There was one touchdown that they scored. Well, they did get an interception on the drive, but Sanders did throw, I think it was like a 26-yard throw on the drive. Then they had some more run plays to get them in the end zone. Sanders did have a good lateral pass that was a run. Not a lateral pass, it was a lateral run that he handed off in that third touchdown, but did not get a third touchdown pass. But yeah, the one thing I just don't understand, and I'm someone has been critical of Shedeur Sanders in the past. I just don't understand how he has the game he did today, and like he's disappointed in himself. And I guess it's a good thing that you have a lot of confidence to the point where he expects better of himself. But I felt like this was a really good day for him. Apparently, he didn't think this was a very good day for him because after his performance, he got interviewed by a side reporter, and he's like, he thought he was really bad, and like the woman asked him if he had anything to say to his dad, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm sorry, like I didn't do as good as we thought." I mean, like, dude, you threw two touchdown passes in your first preseason game. You had some great throws, and this kid in this game was great at getting out of pressure and finding ways of avoiding sacks. I think that is one problem I looked at with him is like, I think this kid, Shedeur Sanders, he makes a lot of great plays of getting away from pressure. I'm sure everybody's seen this play where he's, like he's he's being harassed by about 4 or 5 defenders, and he's gone back about 15, 20 yards and somehow gets back to the line of scrimmage. Like, I'm sure that's a great play, but it's not going to be every time when you run around in circles hoping to find someone open and avoid a sack or try to get back line of scrimmage, whatever you're trying to do in that moment. It's not going to be every time that happens, and there are going to be times you get sacks. And the announcer said it in the game, like, at one point you're just gonna have to learn how to throw the football away. But in college, that is the thing I will say with it is in college would see Shedeur do that a lot, where he's able to get out of pressure and find an open man. I think that's a little bit harder to do in the NFL, and so, you know, we will see. But I know one of the announcers had said tonight, at some point you gotta just throw the football away, more instead of just going around and dealing with going in circles. But I really thought this was a solid debut. It's not often you see a rookie go out there and make good throws like he did today, and I just being a sixth round pick rookie, fifth or sixth round pick rookie, and playing like that. It's not all the time that first round pick rookies go out there and play like that. So, in their first preseason game, so I was really impressed. And honestly, I think he should be impressed. It didn't seem like he was though. But the Browns win 30-10. I was impressed with Bryce Young in the couple of drives he had. I thought him and McMillan have a lot of chemistry. McMillan looked great in this game. So I was actually really impressed with Bryce Young in the limited time we saw him today. Just things kind of went downhill for the Panthers in this game after Bryce Young left. Bryce Young had a great scramble play where he got out some pressure on the right side, finds Jalen Cooker for a 5-yard touchdown pass. It was 7-0 after Bryce Young left the game, and then it went downhill. The Browns would score 30 unanswered points. Shedeur Sanders throws a 7-yard touchdown pass to Caden Davis to make it 7-7, then connects with Davis again for 12 yards, 14-7 after that in the second quarter. Then a 4-yard touchdown run for Gage Lardevin. Let me say, hopefully I say this right, Larviden, and then that was it for Shedeur Sanders. Then we see Dustin Hopkins knocking a 23-yard field goal. That was under Tyler Huntley's offense. And Tyler Huntley throws a 6-yard touchdown pass to Cade McDonald. Ryan Gerald made a 32-yard field goal for the Panthers in the fourth quarter. Game leaders, Sanders 138, 2 passing touchdowns, 14 for 23. Andy Dalton, I thought this Browns defense did a solid job against Andy Dalton. These are a group of, second, third string guys, maybe some fourth string guys, and they're playing a guy that is very experienced, one of the most experienced quarterbacks in the NFL. They did a solid job of Andy Dalton. They had a lot of 3-and-outs against Andy Dalton. They were able to get an interception off of Andy Dalton, 13 for 19, 101 passing yards, 1 interception thrown. Rushing yards, 8 carries and 32 rushing yards for Marshall. Bailey with 2 carries and 21 rushing yards for Carolina. McMillan led the Panthers in receiving yards with 2 receptions and 43 receiving yards. Definitely a great debut for the rookie. Canella, who I believe that's the tight end, that was one of the tight ends for the Browns, and him and Shedeur had some chemistry. He had 3 receptions for 32 receiving yards. Tyler Huntley threw 51 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown, throwing 6 for 8. So, Shedeur, you played 2.5 quarters through 138. Most likely, he probably would have gone over 200. I believe he probably would have gone over 200 passing yards in this game. Just probably a little bit over if he stayed in. So, I think you've got to be impressive. You've got to be impressed with it. But someone who also I think you've got to be impressed with is Bryce Young. And the couple of drives he had, I think it was just one drive he had. No, it was 2 drives. But one was very short, and the second one was a quick touchdown drive. 4 for 6, 58 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown. I was really impressed with the way he looked. And then their third string quarterback, Jack Plummer, 6 for 10, 79 passing yards. But he was second in passing yards for the Panthers today. And then what else am I missing? Anybody else I'm missing? Tyler Huntley did run for 10 rushing yards. Shedeur Sanders even ran for 19 rushing yards himself, so he did have a total of 157 yards today. And, outside of McMillan's receiving yards, Xavier Legette didn't get a lot of opportunities because he got ejected in this game. Former teammate of Shedeur Sanders, Jimmy Horn Jr., so they got to see each other, former teammates. 4 receptions and 15 receiving yards for the Panthers today. Adam Thielen had 1 reception for 10 receiving yards. And anything else I'm missing that's important to go over? For the Browns, I think Jamari Trash had 2 receptions for 9 receiving yards. Deontay Johnson did play in this game, had 2 targets, but no receptions. That's really it. The Browns did have a lost fumble, Trevor Etienne. Travis's brother lost a fumble, was recovered by Nathaniel Watson, and that was it. Defensive stats, Thomas Income led the Panthers in tackles with 5. He had 1 sack. They had 3 sacks as a group tonight. He had 1. Nick Squirton had 1 sack. 1 sack for Damani Richardson. But the Browns had 4 sacks. 1 sack for Aiden Huntington, who was the Browns' leader in tackles with 6. Then 2 for Julian Okwara, and 1 for Alex Wright. 1 interception which was thrown by Andy Dalton and received. The interception was by Nick Needham. And the Browns win 30-10 in a great win. So, but we will see. I'm very interested to see how much Shedeur Sanders will play in the preseason when everybody is available. Like Joe Flacco, Kenny Pickett, and Dylan Gabriel were not available. If those 3 guys can get available, how much will he play? If I were the Browns, this is the way I'd play it. If they're in the next preseason game the Browns play, if all 4 of those guys are available, the 2 rookies, Sanders and Gabriel, and the 2 veterans, Kenny Pickett, which is weird to call him a veteran, but since we're comparing him to 2 rookies, we'll call Pickett a veteran since he's entering his 4th year compared to 2 rookies. And then Joe Flacco, who's one of the oldest guys in the league. So if those 2 guys and the 2 rookies are all available next week, the way I would play it, if you're the Cleveland Browns, is, cut Tyler Huntley. No disrespect to Tyler Huntley. He played solid in this game tonight, I believe. 6 for 8, 51 passing yards, 1 passing touchdown. There's just no need for a 5th quarterback on the roster if all 4 of those guys are healthy. So cut Tyler Huntley. Give Joe Flacco the first quarter. Give the second quarter to Kenny Pickett. third quarter, and then third and fourth, Dylan Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders, whichever order. If you feel like Dylan Gabriel's ahead of the depth chart over Shedeur, Dylan gets the third. But if Shedeur is the guy they feel more confident right now compared to Gabriel, Shedeur gets the third. But I think the vets get the first half, the rooks get the second half. I think that's the way the Browns should play it. Each guy plays a quarter in their next preseason game if they're all available. Flacco playing the first, Pickett playing the second, and then the rookies play the second half. But we will see what happens. It's a couple of those guys have to get healthy, as Pickett and Gabriel are dealing with some hamstring problems right now. Let me know your thoughts on the game in the comment section, and peace out.